Hi everyone, we're happy to have Lewis here with us today. Lewis, thank you so much for joining. How is it going?
Very good. Pleasure's all mine. Thank you for inviting me.
Amazing. So can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. So I was born in Peru in South America, but I grew up in the Netherlands. The past 4 to 5 years, I've been interested in cryptocurrencies in general, but specifically in South America because the use case there is different than, for example, Europe. So it really adds utility, like receiving money from abroad, payments, of course, a hedge against inflation. So for me, that's always been a part of my interest. Right now, I'm a business development manager for a venture studio called Novus Labs. So we launch different projects, we sell small tickets, we scale them, and then we create other ones. So we plan on launching about 5 projects a year. And our last project, Bonsai 3, with the seed token went 32x. So we did pretty well. And yeah, very excited about that.
That's great. So can you share what are the most popular cryptocurrencies in South America?
The most popular ones, of course, Bitcoin is always a king everywhere. But I would have to say the past years, USDT has become increasingly popular, definitely because of the inflation, hyperinflation in Argentina, Venezuela, it's insane. Brazil also not as high as the other countries that I just mentioned. But from all the crypto users in Brazil and Argentina, 80% has USDT in their wallet. Also, it's easier to transfer, it's easier to manage. Plus, the governments don't really have too much control over it, so it kind of gives power back to the people, which is what they're really looking for at the moment. I know that Dash was extremely popular in Venezuela for sending and receiving money. Not sure about it right now, but I would have to say, yeah, Bitcoin, of course, as a hedge, and USDT definitely as a hedge against inflation.
Okay, and can you share how's the crypto adoption situation is going? Are there any success stories about it in South America?
Yeah, of course. Like I mentioned, the transfer of funds from abroad, that's incredible. The transfer fees are really low. It's very easy and fast to do. Just really need a wallet and transfer from one wallet to the other. And yeah, I mean, if I would be living in Argentina, I know some people in Argentina, but I know that it's just crazy. If the inflation is, if the economy is that unstable, you definitely need a way to kind of protect your own funds. And also to find a way of taking your money with you if it's necessary. Like if you have to leave the country, it's kind of difficult to take it in cash or gold, which can be pretty heavy. But if you can do it digitally on the blockchain, then it's just ideal. So I definitely think that's a success story, a successful way that cryptocurrencies are being implemented in South America or Latin America in general.
Can you share some interesting startups in cryptocurrency Web3 in South America?
Yeah, sure. So an interesting startup, BitFi is a Brazilian crypto wallet. So the founder actually started with investing into World of Warcraft, and now it's grown a lot. So it's currently worth more than $25 million. It has around 120,000 clients. So that one's, I would have to say, is one of the most successful crypto startups at the moment, at least from what I know. But yeah, I think it's definitely interesting because it started in a whole different way, like in 2011, within like a game, which is pretty interesting. And now it's just grown a lot. So I think definitely that kind of tells the narrative and the direction that cryptocurrency is going to grow in Latin America.
What is the level of public awareness about cryptocurrency in South America?
That's a good question. It really differs from my experience when I've been traveling through South America like the past years. Of course, my roots are there. I always visit family, but in general, like the general public is not that well aware of how blockchain works or what crypto is. A lot of people think it's just a way to become a millionaire from one day to the other, but of course crypto doesn't work that way. But there definitely are some communities that are well aware of the use cases of it, especially like I mentioned before, Argentina. They kind of have to. I mean, of course you can also buy dollars, but having your USDT on the blockchain is just a logical move because it's just easier to keep yourself, to move around, send and receive. So I definitely believe it definitely differs per country, and depending on what the activity and the actual economies around there. Because, for example, Peru has a pretty stable economy. but there is definitely a lot of crypto transactions, but the overall general public is not that well aware. So I definitely think that's a big bottleneck in South America or in Latin America in general. The crypto education and tech literacy is definitely something that's important.
And how are governments in South America responding to the rise of cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, it really it's very different depending per country. Not a lot of countries have cryptocurrencies regulated, which can be complicated. I think regulation is definitely something that's very important. Bolivia has completely banned crypto in general, but of course you can't ban crypto. It's like prohibiting the internet. It's just impossible. But I definitely think that little by little they're implementing more regulations, which I think is definitely important. But a lot, like right now, the government's they know about the existence, but they haven't really done anything to regulate it or to do anything with it. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna change in the upcoming years.
Are there any other major challenges facing crypto adoption?
Yeah, I definitely think tech literacy and crypto education in general is something that's lacking. But at the same time, like Cointelegraph has a Spanish section, or basically they translate their news. And after English, it's the most read or consumed content on the internet, or from what they have. So that's definitely very promising. So it's definitely increasing. But I definitely think a lot of more tech education would definitely be beneficial.
Do you think cryptocurrency can truly replace traditional banking system?
Truly replace it? I think eventually they're going to work hand in hand. I mean, of course, you have the CBDCs, which is not completely cryptocurrency, but it uses blockchain tech. But I definitely think that cryptocurrency is here to stay, especially in the economies that have a lot of instability, a lot of political instability, and it kind of gives back the power to the people to be able to choose from different currencies, which is something we haven't really had before. It's really, you choose between your local currency or the dollar if the US dollar is implemented in your country. But aside from that, you never really had a choice up until now that we have cryptocurrencies, and you can really choose where you keep your money, how you keep it, and what you do with it outside of what the governments and the banks want. So it's definitely going to be an interesting development to see how governments and banks deal with it. Completely replace finance, I'm not really sure, but I mean, of course, CBDCs are coming. It's already been implemented, so it's going to be interesting to see how it develops, how it works hand in hand.
What are the environmental impacts of cryptocurrency mining in South America?
I mean, the environmental impacts, it depends on how you mine it. I had a friend who actually had a mining farm in Paraguay, but he used hydroelectricity. So they just used water basically. So it's not bad for the environment in general. But I also think there's a big misunderstanding about electricity and crypto mining, because in general, all the power plants, they generate a lot of electricity, and you can't store electricity. It's more expensive to store electricity than to actually just throw it away. So if you use that excess electricity to mine Bitcoin, in my opinion, it shouldn't be a problem. But then again, crypto or Bitcoin money is not my forte, but from the information that I know, that's at least for me, it makes logical sense. Instead of throw away the electricity, use it to actually mine Bitcoin, create more money. So
does the instability of crypto market affect the economy in South America, in some countries where there is crypto? Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like the treasury, if the treasuries have a lot of Bitcoin, then definitely out of all the governments, El Salvador is, of course, very well known to have a lot of cryptocurrency, a lot of Bitcoin. I can imagine they were definitely affected when the market went down, but now it's going in the right direction. So they should be able to do pretty well. But I mean, officially, the countries still rely on their own currency. So it might not directly affect the economies in macro in general. But yeah, maybe the investors, the people. If the USDT debacks, that can be a huge problem, definitely. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't think it would affect an economy completely. Maybe El Salvador, but for the rest, yeah, should be good.
All right. I have a last question for you. So what future trends do you foresee for crypto in South America?
Trends. I've been reading a lot into crypto payments, like crypto cards, where you can basically top up with cryptocurrency and then pay with it. I definitely see a trend going that direction because in South America, the use of cryptocurrency, the utility is really a way to replace the traditional payment system. Like what happens if you go out to do shopping and the traditional payment system is not working, then it's good to have an alternative payment system, which of course cryptocurrency is perfect for. But I definitely see the trend going in that direction. Like really people spending the cryptocurrency and using it as a normal currency basically, but just a different system. So that's definitely a trend, the direction that I see South America going into.
All right. Thank you, Luis, so much for this discussion. It was really a pleasure to talk to you today. And I hope our audience also like it. And if you want to connect with our speaker, you can find his contact information in the video description. Yes, that's it. Thank you so much again for your time.
Amazing.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.